Good morning, all. Thanks for being here. Calling this meeting to order. I want to ask that we open up in prayer and ask our chaplain to lead us in that prayer.
Good morning. Our Heavenly Father, we thank you, Lord, for this day. We thank you for allowing us to meet again. Bless those who are here and those who are on their way. We especially want to thank you for our president and officers and committed members for the dedication and actions in helping to bring about goals and aspirations of this organization. Help them to continue to devote their time and effort in helping to make this organization a great one. Give each of us wisdom, guidance, and understanding in the implementation and reaching our goals as we strive to serve you as we serve others. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you for that. If you will, if we can all read together the mission statement of the NAACP. The mission of the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People is to ensure the political, educational, social, and economic equality of rights of all persons and to eliminate race-based discrimination. That is our why, that is what we do. Do we have anyone here from the membership committee to give us a membership report? Nice. Don't see anyone. So, do you know any numbers offhand, Tony?
I don't have any current numbers. I do know that we've been sending out membership renewal letters, so if anyone does receive them, please, we ask that you continue to support the branch and complete your renewal membership application. If you know you're soon to expire with your membership card, because all cards do have an expiration date, feel free, you don't have to wait to get the renewal letter in the mail to go ahead and renew your membership. Thank you.
Thank you for that. I commend the membership committee and Gary Killawan and you, Tony, and their secretary, Reverend Jan Lumley. They're on top of this. Our memberships are going out, they're coming back. I received quite a few this week in our P.O. box. So it is important. Membership is the lifeblood of the NAACP. That's how we take care of some of our operating expenses and try to get some things. And that's how we get people involved. We can't do anything without people. I don't care how good we think we are by ourselves. We're stronger together. There's strength in numbers. And say the proverb is that if you want to go somewhere quickly, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. We want to go together because we want to go far. So memberships are critical. And if you know somebody, bring them along. Bring them along. Get more members involved. All right? Thank you. Next, we have the treasurer's report. The treasurer is not here at this time. She might be on her way. I'm briefly going to speak to that. I think our treasurer is doing a fantastic job, and co-treasurer. This is Joanne Dunn-Francis, along with Gail Anderson. They are moving our enterprise in the right direction, keeping us on track, and now we're working close. We almost have an annual budget that's actually working. We didn't have that before. Now we budgeted some things, and each committee has X amount of dollars, and we keep track of it. There's purchase, not purchase orders. There's check request forms that you have to fill out now, keeping track of all our receipts and everything, and we're learning more and more about our organization. One thing that we have learned and that we are working towards now is, well, finish with what they accomplished. They have accomplished the fact that we are now able to take memberships by a swipe. Before we couldn't take credit card memberships, now we can do that. We're really close to having that connected to our website, so you can actually become a member online. Not a lot of local branches are allowing people to do that, or set up to do that. And so they've been moving forward with that. And I think the next thing we are working on, you might be surprised, but we're not a 501c3. So we can't take large donations and people are able to write them off on their taxes. We're looking into that because it just makes sense. How can we actually get large corporations to sponsor some things that we're doing, or take contributions? Even local folks might want to give us some money and they might want to write it off. So we got to figure that out. Another way we're moving is we don't actually have a tax exempt number. So they are in the process of filing for our tax exempt status. Last year we had our gala. Our gala cost somewhere in the neighborhood of $12,000 to rent the place and everything that we paid out for. We had to pay taxes on that. That's a lot of taxes. So we want to be tax exempt, if nothing else. Now, we might not be able to be a 501c3, but we absolutely, as a 501c4, we can apply for and will get a tax exempt status, so we don't have to pay those kind of taxes. So I commend them on that. Eileen, yes?
I was just gonna ask, so you don't, because I have applied for, and two organizations, I've gotten a 501c3 and a 501c4. So you're saying that you don't have any nonprofit status whatsoever?
501c3, we are. No, we're C4, we're
You
C4.
are a C4.
We're C4.
Okay.
The national organization is a 501c3.
Right,
So if we wanted to really get contributions from corporations or large amounts of money,
right.
it would have to go through national, then come back to us, and that
Right.
could take a little time. We're trying to figure out how we can get around that.
Okay, I can help.
Okay, we'll talk. Put you in touch with our
Okay.
treasurer and then the co-treasurer. Yeah, that's excellent. Further on the agenda, communications, kind of spoke about that. Our website is going to be updated. We're launching a new website very soon. Janice Thompson is behind that, along with Valerie Eaton. They're doing a tremendous job trying to keep our website current and up to date. And we are going to, we're looking forward to seeing that website launched shortly. Report on the civic engagement. When we mobilized and went up to Albany, I'm sure many of you have heard that our efforts were not in vain, and that they now, New York State is now a raise the age state, where we will not prosecute young people that are 16 and 17 years old as adults. That is,
Very good.
that is great. I believe the only state left now is North Carolina. The only state left in the nation that still will not raise the age. And this is really huge, but I do have to say a couple of things about it that I found out going up there with Eddie Freed, Gary Kellerman, and I can't remember the other lady's name that went with us. Jessica. I think it was Jessica, yes. Jessica Nevins, I think her name was. We found out a lot when we went up there. It was enlightening, and speaking to our officials on our behalf, spoke to Sandy Galiff and Terrence Murphy. We got to do that more often. We have to build a relationship with them. And even when we might not see eye to eye, we still need to be able to sit down and talk with them, because they do have some power, some control. And Terrence Murphy informed us that we actually have a district attorney in Westchester County that was not totally in favor of raise the age, and that's a concern. You're a district attorney and you're writing Terrence Murphy a letter saying that you're not sure about raise the age. Should cause some question. Why would he not? When you look at raise the age and what it was doing, you were taking kids that were 16 and 17 years old, and if they had a misdemeanor offense for marijuana or drinking or something like that, you were treating them like adults. That's not good business. I mean, if 80% of the youth that are involved, they're not involved in violent crimes and violent acts and really serious felonies, why would you want to treat them as adults and mark them for life?
And put them in prison with adults and harden them.
Put them in prison, harden them. It's like, no, you got to use some common sense in there somewhere. And it was just shocking to me that Tony Scarpino was questioning that and against it. So, but our efforts were not in vain, as I said, and I'm glad we went up there, and I'm glad we changed it. So, but we've got more work to do. There's some other things that we're working on. One of the things that I'm looking at, or we're looking at now, is the prosecutorial conduct and holding DAs accountable. They're the only organization or the only profession where if they do something wrong,
They're judging themselves.
they're judging themselves, but they don't even get called into question. They just are able to do things and get away with things, and no one is holding them accountable. So that's the next bill that we're looking at, that we want to see move through the state legislature. Education is not here, but the Education Committee asked me to make a comment. I can't remember what it was.
I actually got a briefing yesterday.
Excellent.
Good morning, everyone. As per Michelle Wiggs and Wilfredo Morel, they actually had a sit down with the principal, Mrs. Woodley, at Oakside. And one of their kickoffs, which is pretty awesome, is called the Peekskill Basics. And they actually have a kickoff event coming up on Saturday, April the 29th at Woodside Elementary School. And the program, primarily, in a short way of putting it, emphasizes giving basic educational training to young children from the age up to 3 years old, which is really nice. They actually based their program called Peekskill Basics upon Boston's Basics, which is pretty nice. They have more detailed information in regards to what they're offering and how to explain what the program is offering the young children from birth to 3 years old here in Peekskill. And I think anyone who's interested, feel free to come up and grab some of the handouts. They also asked, Principal Woodley asked for volunteers. They're seeking adult volunteers to come out to read to the children at Oakside School. And if you are interested, there's a form here for you to take. If there aren't enough forms, there's also her business card to pick up so that you become more active in helping to encourage reading to our youth in the Peekskill School District.
Next, I'm gonna pass those out.
Which one?
No, the Peekskill Basics.
Oh, okay.
No.
This is Ben.
That's what it was. The volunteers is what she asked me about. I wasn't clear on that. Maria, you were at the meeting. Was there anything else that they said in the education committee that we might want to bring to the people's attention? No?
I think it's, Martin, I think there was something else that you, they were going to connect us on one, follow through, you encouraged them to follow through.
We had an
Even
event.
though there was no response.
Too early in the morning. I'd rather have the evening meetings.
Okay, no problem.
But the education committee did co-sponsor and co-host an event with the Peekskill City School District on yesterday. Had a guest speaker come in. His name was Amir Baraka. Amir Baraka is an actor, lecturer. He is an author, and he came in and he spoke to the students at Peekskill High School. He did about 3 or 4 presentations to each one of the classes about his book. The Life I Chose, The Streets Lied to Me. It's a powerful, profound presentation, the way he connected with the youth that were there. He really engaged them. He has a very a moving story of where he started and where he is at now. Formerly incarcerated, educated himself. Now he is an entertainer, a movie star, TV star, and an author. And he feels like he has something to give back to our youth. And he goes around the country educating our youth. But not only that, he also works with police departments. I believe there's a city or a town down in Louisiana near his hometown where the police department has mandated that each police officer read his book, get an idea of what they're doing and how they're dealing with the youth that are down there. His story is just so unbelievable when he says that, we live here in Peekskill. He comes up here to Peekskill in Austin. He was in Austin. And he was telling the kids in Peekskill, you guys, man, this is really nice. This is really nice. You don't know how good you have it compared to where he's from and the places that he's been and the things that he's seen. He said, where he grew up, and still to this day, there's just so much murder and violence and drugs around in his community, and it's a normal occurrence. Up here, our kids don't have to worry about that. You got kids that drop out of school and get involved in drugs and crimes at 12 and 13 years old. Our kids don't really have that. He asked the kids in the auditorium, how many of you live with your parents, with your father, have your father in your home? And when the hands went up, he couldn't believe it. He said, you have no idea. When I asked that question down south, I might see 3 hands go up. He says, you have no idea.
Could you repeat his name, please?
Amir Baraka. Ameere-Baraka. Got a picture of him on our website, and they didn't get a chance to post that, but it was excellent opportunity, and I'm glad that our executive board voted for us to be able to help co-sponsor that event and have him here. It was money well spent, and I do it again, and I think we are going to do it again, because he will be back sometime in June. We're going to try to work something out. He had students, you know, you can tell when something's effective when people line up and they want to talk to the presenter.
That's nice.
This was not adults that were lining up to talk to the presenter. These were students that lined up. Two of them broke down in tears because the story was so powerful. And it's so powerful to us adults that were around watching. A young man go up and say, you know what, thank you, I'm struggling a lot. I've been stabbed twice already. And he just started bawling, started opening up to this gentleman. And I don't think he would have opened up to somebody like me. No. I don't think he would have opened up to his principal. And I got to thank the principal, Rodney Arthur, for making it happen. Because without him, it may not have happened, because the school district is in flux right now. You know, we were planning on this for a while with the superintendent, and now the superintendent disappears, but Rodney Arthur stepped up and made sure it happened, because he was familiar with the work of Amir Baraka and couldn't wait to get him into the school district. So it was an excellent event. The education committee got behind it on the last minute, but they were in support of it. And to the credit of Wilfredo Morel and Michelle Wicks, we had an excellent event. And the video, I'm sure, is going to be on the Peekskill School District Education channel at some time. So you will be able to see it. Moving right along, because I told somebody that our meetings last an hour and we are out of here in an hour. We will talk about, economic advancement. Anyone here to talk about our CD project? No. It's going to be on me. I got to take the team. What? I'm going to get through my part quickly, then I want to get to some of the other things and open up the floor. The CD project. In case you're not aware, the NAACP Economic Empowerment Committee is the most powerful and important committee throughout the branch. Economic empowerment is that one. So I am the chair of that committee. Please come and join the Economic Empowerment Committee and get involved. Civic engagement, they're pretty tough. They got some competition. Health committee is stepping up. It's like,
That's
oh
right.
man, the education committee is unbelievable. And who else? Criminal justice is powerful. Criminal justice, we got some great committees, but I'm telling you, economic empowerment is the place you want to be. You want to see real change, you're going to join this committee. Here's a couple of things that we have going on CD Project. CD Youth Project is called Music to Motivate or something like that. Mission to Mobilize. We're changing the title based on what our youth feel about it, but it's getting youth in the community to come up with original music. It can be gospel music, it can be folk music, it can be rap, it can be a song that you sing, but it has to be something that is socially conscious, and it has to be positive. It can be political, but it has to be original music and your voice speaking about what you see going on in the world today and why you want it to change, and why it should change. We've had auditions, and we've had 4 young people that are going to make this project unbelievable. When you hear their voices and what they're talking about and what they're bringing to the table for this project, it is quite impressive. And why are we doing this? Why we're doing this because of the music that's out there, I'm not too impressed with. They're being manipulated. People are being told what they can say and what they can't say in songs, particularly when it comes to rap music, especially when it comes to rap music. There needs to be a balance. I'm not saying that all my music was great, but there always was that conscious music and there always was that boogie music, as we called it. But you had to have that conscious balance that was raising our expectation, or raising our consciousness of what's going on in the world, whether it was Marvin Gaye or Bob Dylan or James Brown for that matter. I don't want nobody to give me nothing, open up the door, I'll get it myself. That was James Brown. That was telling you, no, you got to do it for yourself. It might wait for somebody else. Just open up the door, I'll get it myself. There's not that level of consciousness in our music, and we're challenging our youth. And what we've heard so far is powerful. We've heard songs singing about the pipeline that's being built next to Indian Point. We've heard people talk about the fight of black people for education back in 1865, and now when they run across the college campus, they're getting beat down by police because they're black. That's consciousness, that's awareness, and that's young voices. And we don't think it's there. So this is a way to try to start circulating it here in Peekskill, and we're going to give them a chance to not only produce a song, but also reward them financially and pay them for their work. That's economic empowerment. That's putting money in people's pockets. That's circulating the dollars in our community and supporting our youth. So that's an excellent project that we're working for. We need some seed money. We are raising some seed money because we don't want them to have to pay for the cost of the recording, the studio time. Studio time is about $35 an hour. We're looking to raise about $3,000. Looking for contributions of $100 and up. We're looking for 30 people to give $100. 30 people give $100, that's $3,000.
Okay.
You gave yours. I gave mine, so now
I
we're
haven't received-
down to
received it,
28.
I gave mine.
We're down to 28. And actually, we're lower than that because we do have people. I don't know, was your contribution for this? I'm sorry, Leo, if you made that specifically for this, I wasn't sure.
Well, no, I made out a check on January 1st, I haven't heard anything back.
Did you get a thanks? That's on me, because you and someone else had made a contribution.
Yeah.
And, yeah, we need to do that. In fact, I need to back up. Thank you for that. Tony, please make a note of another contribution that we had received from the Unitarian Universalist, Briarcliff, Croton, and Osley. They made a donation it was about $450 for the economic empowerment and for the social justice community. It was split between the two.
You said how much?
It was about $450, but we need to send them a thanks. We need to give thanks to the Unitarian Universalists. And a thank you to Leo. Sorry, Leo. Sorry, no, that's, apologize for that.
The nice thing is that's my church, it has nothing to do with, maybe, I didn't push that, because I've been teaching Sunday school on Sunday, so I've been around.
Okay.
So it's great to know that that's coming. I didn't know about it until I read this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's, you know, we gotta definitely say thank you for the things that we did, and
Okay.
as quickly as possible. But back to the CD, I didn't realize, well, your donation was before this project was launched. If you want us to apply it to that, we can do that, but no, we're specifically looking now, at this point, going forward, for 30 people, 29 people, actually 26 people, because I have some, to get that $100 donation so we can get to our $3,000 seed money, so we can pay the recording costs for our young people that are going into Z Recording Studio. Is a studio that we're going to be using, and that is one of the owner proprietors right there is Priscilla Augustin. She is the proprietor of Z Recording Studio, and that is the studio we'll be using. Reverend Graham, you have a hand up?
I just wanted to pledge a portion of money from the Peekskill Pastors Association for this project as well. I have to check with the board to see exactly how much,
Great.
but we'll definitely participate.
Thank you, appreciate that. Thank you, appreciate that. Yeah, we're excited. I think it's not only exciting for Peekskill, but we are the pilot program, if you will. If it works well here, guess what? We got like 46 branches in the NAACP throughout New York State. How powerful would it be to be able to empower our young people and hear their voices through music, poetry, folk music, whatever, and it just start that going and circulating that. Yes.
A question, with regard to this, are you canvassing the business community in our areas to have them donate?
No, you know why?
The status.
Back to the status. You know, you can make a donation if you want, but you really can't write it off because we're not 501c3, we're 501c4. So we haven't, we're holding back on that. I think we'll get to this point, but there's going to be, there's something else on the horizon where we're going to be able to need to raise some money. And I didn't want to go to the business community for this project yet. You know, but I thank you for that. Yeah. Anyone else on the CD project?
And I'll donate to that, I don't know how much, but.
Great, thank you, thank you. We're probably gonna send out a letter, wow, we're down to, we only need about 23 now. That's good, that's excellent, thank you, Mother Wiggins. We have, I gotta get through these two more things, because I know other people gotta talk. We have another program, the Teen Entrepreneurship, the Teen Biz Club, has been started by John Eigner, along with Nikki Halsey MacArthur, and we are about to teach our youth, I only have two, so if you can just take a look and pass it around. We are about to have our youth start thinking seriously about businesses, being entrepreneurs, and starting programs for themselves, and not waiting until you graduate college to think about how you can start a business, because it can be done. You do not have to be a college graduate before you start your own business, or start thinking about it. There's so many lessons you can learn related to financing, and how to budget, and how to market your business, and how to do, there's so many lessons. And I thank John Eigner and Nikki Halsey for pursuing this and moving forward with it. It's going to be tremendous. They have some things set up. They're looking to start small. So there is going to be an application or a registration process that goes out. I think they're starting anywhere between 8 to 10 students. And we're going to work with them for 3 months. And after that 3 months, they're going to do it again. And see where it goes, see where it leads. So I think it's a great opportunity. And we are definitely moving. Economic empowerment is the greatest committee in the NAACP. Notwithstanding our new environmental chair, environmental committee, that's good. You know, criminal justice, they're all right. Economic empowerment, I'm telling you, that's the way you want to go. And our last project that we're doing with economic empowerment, and the gentleman could not be here. We are absolutely, I mean, all jokes aside, I think if we're able to help people keep money in their pocket or get jobs and point them in the right direction, then we've had impact. We have a program we're about to launch. It's going to be a workshop, May 24th, I believe it is, down at the Peekskill Library, where Aaron Moore is going to be doing a presentation on how to become a construction inspector. Construction inspectors, there's a shortage of construction inspectors. People that go around and make sure that things are being done related to the concrete, related to the paint that goes on the bridges so the corrosion doesn't set in. Those things are important, otherwise the work that you're doing could be null and void in a matter of 10 years when it's supposed to last 50 to 60 years. There's not enough people out there doing these jobs, and it's quite amazing because some of the construction certificates cost as little as $600, but can lead to a salary that's a six-figure salary.
Wow.
And not enough of us know about that. Whether you want to be a welder, welders, I think that certificate might be about $2,000 to $2,500. Of course, you got to learn how to do welding. But the corrosion certificate, that's about $3,000, and once you get that, there's such a shortage because people are just not certified. They're not there. So we're going to have this workshop on the 24th or 25th, whatever that Tuesday in May is, and we need to get the word out. And again, if we're able to, and this is like people that may have just graduated high school, may have a GED, or this may be that person that graduated college and can't find a job in his or her particular field. And then they spend all that money and find out that they could have spent $5,000 to become a construction inspector and made a six-figure salary. It's something that we need to let our people know, let all people know about. So that's what we're doing in the Economic Empowerment Advancement Committee. And now we're going to move to the Health Committee and get a quick presentation.
That's really good.
Thank you. The Health Committee. Let's go to the Health Committee. And we have a couple of representatives here from the Health Committee. If anyone has not gotten this, everybody got one of these flyers? Okay, I'll pass these around. And I'll ask Eddie Freed or Tony DeVos to please come up and talk to us about the event that you got coming on at the Health Committee. Eddie, you gotta come up front if you're gonna speak, please.
I'll sit with Tony.
You'll sit with me, huh? Okay, we're actually, the health committee is in the process of putting together a film discussion event, which has to do with unnatural causes. We'll actually be showing a clip from unnatural causes in regards to, does place matter? Is racism actually making me sick? Why does my zip code matter? I personally felt that it would be something that a lot of people would be interested to hear, especially in today's climate, what's going on with them trying to close Hunts Point, and how that may affect us in the community, raises many, many, many questions in regards to how that affects us in our day-to-day livelihood. But it would be an event hosted by various partnerships with Hudson River Healthcare, Lower Hudson Valley Perinatal Network, now the Baptist Church Health Education Ministry, the Sister to Sister and Missionary Ministry, Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Hudson Valley, and Social Justice Ministries. And it's actually going to be held on Saturday the 20th from 12 to 2 at Mount Olivet Baptist Church in the Fellowship Hall. But it will be something that I think everyone will be truly interested in hearing about, and we have a save the date flyer if you all like to take one. And I don't know if anyone has any questions. Going forward within the next 7 to 10 business days, there will be a registration for the event that will be posted on our Facebook page and website.
So that's, I just want to add to that, tell you a little bit about how things happen in the Peekskill NAACP. Martin approached me, I kind of work in the health field, and said, wouldn't I help revitalize the health committee and see if we can get some programs out there? And I said, sure. And Tony and I started talking and put out the word, and we have a group of 7 or 8 incredible women who've been involved in the NAACP work, are involved in the churches in this town, and are professionals, for the most part, healthcare professionals, extremely knowledgeable people. So it just took that little bit, and we got all these really smart people working together on what can we do for the community. And one of the first items we fell on is a really discouraging fact is that black people live shorter lives than people of their race. And that's not, as much as science tells us right now, it has nothing to do with genetics, it has nothing to do with whatever, it has to do with the social setting of the healthcare industry, the combination of how health works and how people take care of themselves, and it's all reversible. A couple people knew a woman that I work with, because she's got a great reputation. Charmaine Ruddick runs a project in the Bronx that has been in existence now, I think for about 8 years, organizing all of the churches in the Bronx to deal with this very issue. And she's agreed to come and speak to us. So we're going to show this incredible film. She will talk, and then our intention is to draw people out from the community and have them share with each other the knowledge that is in this community about how to right this wrong, how to make things better. And it could be the beginning of something, or the continuation of some very exciting work. So it's my delight to be a small part of that. We've got some incredible people in this community. So I encourage you to come out. I think it'll be a great discussion, an eye-opener for some, a confirmation for others that what they know to be true is true, and hopefully get a lot of good work started.
Is this going to be a series of programs?
It could lead to a
Possibly,
series.
yeah.
It could easily lead to a series. It could easily lead to a series.
that would be
Well,
great.
first we need to do the first one and
Right,
see.
right.
Yeah. Hope to see you on the 20th.
Yes, May 20th, 12 o'clock. Thank you.
One question.
Sure.
Will you have someone who's bilingual?
We actually unfortunately don't have an interpreter, unless you're offering to interpret for us,
Oh, that would be nice.
All right.
but it primarily would be in English.
Yeah, we did discuss that. We'd love to do it, we just don't know quite how to do it.
All right. Before you leave, Eddie,
Yes.
what's the best committee?
The health committee. No, I got to tell you, we finished our meeting yesterday, and I went and talked to my wife, and I said, "Oh my God, I would pay to be on this committee." I think I am. Yeah, it's great. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Good job.
Tony, can
State Senate now. It has been passed 2 years in a row by the State Assembly for complete, free universal health care in New York State. It just needs 2 more senators to co-sponsor it in order to get into the, yeah, to be up for a vote. And there's a petition for it, and I was wondering if I could bring some of these petitions to our table at the farmer's market and to this event and so on.
Sure.
Would that be okay for,
That's fine.
with everybody?
Yeah, I would say the
Yeah.
committee's talked about that when we were trying to focus in on what we were gonna do, and we'd like to do something in support of that. I'm also a member of the, what's that other committee that's motivating, anyway? It's called Up and Up, but it's Up Initiative, the, in Croton, and with the health committee there, and what, everybody wants to learn more about it, and we haven't found a good source yet. And I missed a couple, there were a couple programs that I couldn't get to, so we need to educate ourselves more about how this is going to work. And however we do that, if it's a small group within the membership here before we do a big program, or if we can get a speaker, we'll do that. But there are big complaints that there's not enough. We understand and support the principle, single payer, most people understand that, but the actual explanation of how this system will work. People ask great questions and there aren't answers that we can provide them. You're nodding your head, you know about this?
We're both members of the Lower Hudson Valley Democratic Socialists of America as well, and we've been working on that with that group. And we have people in that group who work for the Nurses Association, and they are very knowledgeable in the subject. There's great resources online, there's great FAQs and all that. We could maybe, ask them if they would like to, organize a session to train the trainers or to, teach the
Just learn about it, understand how it works.
I can also connect you, well, I work for State Senator Marisol Alcantara, she's one of the co-sponsors for the bill, so if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask me. I can connect you with a few people who are like huge advocates for that bill that would probably love to come and talk if you guys were to have a program.
So our committee is interested.
Yes.
We need to get through this one event right now.
Right.
But as soon as that's over, there is interest in supporting something in that area.
do you have each other's emails addresses? Can you exchange that so you
Yeah.
you can link them? Great, excellent.
And just from a Google perspective, there's the New York State Senate, you can go online, or you can just look up Senate bills, and it connects you right to the bill, it tells you what it's about, who's sponsoring it, you just Google Senate bills, and actually, if you Google Senate bills healthcare, they'll send you to the specific section in the, so anything that you wanna know about a Senate bill that's active.
Related to healthcare, you get all the bills.
You get all
Probably-
the bills, but if you want
tons of
specifically just do healthcare, if you want, domestic violence, whatever, it's right there. I've been using it for years.
And it'll tell
Excellent.
you exactly where it is, if it's in committee, if it's on the floor, if it needs to go through the assembly, the senate, it breaks it all down for you online, so it's a good resource to have.
What was I gonna say? Oh, yeah. In terms of people who are not co-sponsoring it, one in our community is Terrence Murphy. So he's a major, could be a major focus of pressure, so.
Well, we need
Well,
to have that conversation.
I was in phase one, so why not again?
We gotta do it again, we gotta do it
Most
again.
of the people are upstate or on Long Island who are not sponsoring, Republicans.
So this is Civic Engagement Committee, again, in action. Great job, I appreciate that, but you know what, it's making me think that, I wonder if there's a way to come up with a trifold brochure and explaining some of the things that you guys just recently talked about how to find out about bills, where to find out the information, and how to maybe move forward with it. If the Civic Engagement Committee could come up with something like that, I think that would be helpful.
DSA has a flyer in Spanish and English.
Well, then maybe we could just, you don't have to reinvent the wheel.
Yeah.
That's great, that's great. All right, good. Anyone else on health or this move to get this bill passed for single payer healthcare? Moving right along to our newest committee. You gotta show them some love because they just got started. But I'm sure they're gonna do great things. Is there an update or any information you want to share with us, Vanessa? Let me introduce Vanessa Agudelo, who's our chairperson for the Environmental Committee. You got anything you want to share with us? Welcome.
Well, actually, so happy Earth Day, everyone.
Happy Earth Day! Hey.
Yes, I don't know if you guys know the history of Earth Day, but it was started by Senator Nelson in Wisconsin back in 1970. This was right before the EPA was created, before any climate laws were created. It kind of was the initiative that pushed us towards that. All these laws that are now regulating our, or are supposed to be regulating our climate. As far as updates go, I'm looking for a date this month to meet as a committee. Right now, I'm looking at this Tuesday, the 25th.
Yes.
Yeah, Tuesday, 25th. Is anyone that is interested in the Environmental Climate Justice Committee interested in meeting on Tuesday? 6. Oh.
Get us the information, we'll send out an email blast to the membership.
All right, so hopefully if not Tuesday, then I'll definitely set something up for next month. As far as updates for events, there is Earth Day going on, Car Free, New York, NYC. So if anyone's going down to New York City, there's a lot of Earth Day events happening. Go down, take the train, take the bus, don't bring your car down there. That's kind of the initiative that they're trying to push. What else?
There's one in Ossining too.
Oh, really?
Really?
Is it just Earth Day or Car Free?
No, it's Earth Day, it's an Earth Day
Okay.
festival.
Okay, because I know that they're planning a car-free NY, like New York State or Hudson Valley initiative too, but that's on another day. But anyways, what else is going on? Oh, Saturday, they're gonna have the People's Climate March, a sister rally to the one happening in DC in White Plains. And I'm gonna be speaking on it on behalf of the NAACP for the Environmental Climate Justice Committee. And let me just get you the information for that. So that is gonna be in White Plains, 200 Main Street, White Plains Renaissance Plaza from 11 to 12 p.m. next Saturday. And I know some of you might have heard me speak about Solarize Peekskill, the initiative to kind of get people to sign up as a community for solar energy. If anyone's interested in learning more about that, we're having another workshop on Tuesday at 7 p.m. At the Field Library Nutritional Center, the room all the way in the back. Feel free to stop by if you want more information. We have really knowledgeable people there that can let you know if it's something that would be in your interest to kind of transition into. And I know Martin might have other options for you later on in the future, so if you want to wait for that, then feel free to do that. But I definitely encourage you to consider both. And yes.
White Plains, date again?
White Plains this Saturday, and that's April 29th at 11 a.m., 200 Main Street. It's a rally. The rally's going to be from 11 to 12. And that is it. If anyone has any questions for me, I spoke a little bit about the goals of the Climate Justice Committee last week. I'm really kind of working on the 3 A's, assessments, advocacy, and accountability. So we want to assess what kind of how we're affecting our environment here in our community. What I really want to do is kind of assess the carbon emissions that are coming out of the bigger buildings and try to come up with a goal with the bid maybe as to how we could try to maybe lower that. I mean, those are very ambitious goals, but these are the kind of things we're looking at. We want to advocate for our community as far as being a climate justice community, which means that we are we have well, they're decommissioning Indian Point. Oh, that's another thing. So if anyone's interested in the Indian Point nuclear power plant decommissioning, a safety decommissioning forum, that is actually happening on Wednesday at the Cortland Town Hall at 7 p.m. They're going to have really knowledgeable people there speaking about how it is that we can decommission the plant in a very safe manner so it doesn't, to safeguard our communities and the workers that are going to be kind of removing everything on that site. So so that's going to be a good talk if you guys are available.
That's this Wednesday?
This coming Wednesday at the Cortland Town Hall.
It's the 26th.
Mm-hmm.
7?
7. Any questions?
Can you put all your stuff and send it to us on website, I mean,
Sure.
email.
An
Yeah.
email, yeah.
You have a lot of
Email,
interesting
yeah.
stuff.
Okay, yeah,
Whether
cool.
it's whether it's a committee report or whatever, just something, give us an
Yeah.
idea of all the things that are going on.
Yeah.
One more thing before you sit down about the food and water. You wanna talk about that, the food and water thing? We're trying to get the NAACP to sign on to the bill to support the clean water thing.
Yes, the water, well, did we, I never saw, did we ever get a follow-up on that?
No, we did not get a follow-up, but we're pursuing it. Have you seen the email that went out to
Yeah.
our regional
But we
director?
never
Yeah.
got a response, so.
Yeah, but we just let people know what we're doing.
Yeah, no, we're hoping to co-sponsor the clean water bill, which I don't know too much about that specifically, so I don't wanna speak on it, cause I don't wanna give any wrong information out, but once we get an update, I will be better versed on it and we'll be better able to educate everyone on it.
I'll try to frame it somewhat, that, water is critical. Water is probably our most critical
I
thing.
just don't know the details about the bill, so I don't wanna.
I don't either, but I think it's whatever I can do to share and give some of the information to the people, just to put the buzz out there so they understand what's going on, is that there is a bill to support clean water throughout New York State. We want to make sure that our drinking water is good, and that we're not getting contaminated water. We've seen some things in recent history in Flint, Michigan. I think there was something in Pittsburgh as well, and something more recently up in Newburgh. They're having problems with their water.
Right.
And we know that yes,
There's some communities right here in Westchester that have detected lead in their water systems,
right.
2 or 3.
Wow, really? Would you happen to know the communities that they're in?
I can't remember the name of the communities, I just know that, it's something that we should be aware of and
Absolutely.
monitoring for.
Do you know how far north? How far north? Are we talking like Buffalo area or like Suffolk?
No, close, we're talking Westchester Rock, we're talking very local and close. And
Right here in
the concern, the concern, because I want to try to get through this and move on just a little bit. The concern is that from an NAACP perspective, is we got to walk this, we got to do this dance as far as what are we as an organization. Are we a social justice organization? Are we a social club? Are we a civil rights organization? We're a civil rights organization. And when we look at things through that lens, we got to look at how things impact people of color and people that have least, and making sure that they are being taken care of. It's in our mission statement. That's why we got to read that every meeting. And when we think about who's being impacted most by the injustices when it comes to the environment, it's people of color. They're the ones that are being impacted the most. They're the ones that are being hit and taken advantage of. They're the ones that have the factories that are in their communities that are giving them cancer and all sorts of kind of stuff. We see what happened in Flint, and I mean, you can argue it, but you would think that the reason why it happened in Flint, they made that decision, is because it was impacting people that they really didn't think that much about. And I can't prove that, but I mean, that's the thought that's out there. Were you about to say something?
I forgot another important announcement. Right after this, parks cleanup are happening all over Peekskill, so if anyone wants to come join me, I'm going to the riverfront, they're cleaning up Dickey Park, they're cleaning up.
Did you interrupt my spiel for that? I couldn't wait for that. I was on a roll.
Well, they're cleaning up the parks until 12 noon, and then there's an after party happening at the riverfront from 12 to 2 with Raw Solar. If anyone has any questions about solar energy, so come join us. Well, parks.
I can't remember that. But no, we're being impacted. And that's the thing that we need to think about. So even with what Vanessa's talking about with it related to solar, we gotta think about that. While I am a little bit resistant to the concept of solarized Peekskill, no, we need to be informed and aware of what's happening with solar energy, because even when we look at that, while it might not be negatively impacting the communities of color, when you think about it on a bigger scale, who has access and who is not given the access to the solar energy? Whether it's they're not able to get the solar panels, or whether they're living in projects and you can't get a project. It's hard. So we do need to be aware of that and push that agenda and figure out, well, how can people of color and people of lower income have access to save and help the planet and being involved in solar. So we will definitely look at those things. Thank you for
I think we
that.
should also consider, like, if we even think about our elementary schools and how old those buildings are, the potential of asbestos, the potential of water for our young children. I think that's something that if we're gonna dig into this environmental piece, let's start within the community small. Request those tests of our water, test those areas in our school, look for asbestos, and start there, make a difference there. Because we can do all these other big pieces, but we need to really hit home first to show something that we're making a difference.
I agree.
Absolutely. You should come to the committee meeting on Tuesday. You have some great ideas.
I'll have to go be
What's,
behind the
Vanessa, what's the best committee?
The environmental justice.
All right, moving right along, youth committee, we're still working, I really don't have time to get into that right now. There's gonna be some things going on behind the scenes. We have roughly 20 to 25 youth that have joined as members, I believe, membership. We have quite a few youth, and we need to start to empower them and organize them and get them going on some things. So that will happen soon. And moving to the Criminal Justice Committee, another great committee of the Peekskill NAACP. Sam North is not here. Is there anyone from the Criminal Justice Committee who wants to talk about what's going on, or anything that you have? David? No? No one?
We've been talking about, setting up this, police community advisory board.
That's right.
It's in the works. We've been drafting, terms of reference for that advisory board to see if it could be accepted both by, NAACP and by the local police. And the idea would be to have a platform for the police and members of the community to just talk to each other and discuss their concerns and find solutions together, as a preventive form of policing and
Right.
because it doesn't exist in Peekskill yet.
I think it's a great idea. I think we're moving in the right direction. It's not, I gotta thank Sam North for coming up with it and the Criminal Justice Committee. And I also have to thank the police chief, Eric Johansson, for being open to it and moving this along. It might be moving a little slow, but it is moving forward and it is the right thing to do. Absolutely.
We had a program a year and a half ago on a criminal justice issue, and the police chief was there with some of his senior folks, and I think Papa has taken, there was a lot of representation on the panel from ministers in the area, and I think Papa is also committed, if I remember from back then, to working in that area as well.
Yeah.
The previous president put it in action, and then we passed it on to the NAACP.
Oh, okay.
So we're willing to work together
Absolutely.
with you, but no need in both of us trying to do the same thing.
Right. New business. How much time do we have? 5 minutes. I told Kevin we'd be done in an hour. David, I'm sorry, David. That's all right. Give me 3 more times, David, I'll get it right.
You say that somebody else wants to put it.
It's true, okay?
This is costing you some of your 5 minutes.
The Education Committee has recommended.
Took that as a rough number.
The Education Committee has recommended that we partner with the Peekskill PTO in support of their candidates forum. The upcoming debate, I believe, is on May 1st. We'll send that information out. And we want people to, they are in the process of looking for questions from the membership. What questions would you have for the school board candidates up for election? I think in May, mid-May.
May 16th.
May 16th. And the forum is going to be, I believe it's May 1st is the forum. And so if you got any ideas, please send us an email with the question that you think that they should be asked. Item B, Juneteenth celebration. We got a Juneteenth celebration coming up, and we've been asked to either march or have a booth down at the riverfront. I think it's an excellent opportunity for us to be out there and be visible and supportive. At the same time, the Juneteenth. Everybody know what the Juneteenth celebration is? Who does not know what the Juneteenth celebration is? I'm not going to tell you this thing called Google. I don't have time to get it done. Basically, Juneteenth is a celebration of when slaves in Galveston, Texas, finally found out that they were freed. And once they found out they were freed, I think it took like 2 years before the information got to them that they were freed. And it's become this big cultural celebration, and every year they have a parade here in Peekskill. I believe this is parade number 5. Ma'am? So this is 7? Okay. This is the 7th year we have a parade here in Peekskill. And the committee is coming out of the Youth Bureau, connected to the Youth Bureau somehow. I believe that is where the Juneteenth committee is. And they ask for people to march, to support, and then gather down at the riverfront to take in some of the cultural events. And there's vendors, and there's music, and activities down there. It's a great event. Unfortunately, I can never make it because it's the same day that they have the Austin High School graduation ceremony at Pace University. So my job is to videotape that. So for the past 5 years, I have not been able to get there until the very end. So we're looking for people that might want to take on a leadership role in the Juneteenth committee, whether it's having the table down at the riverfront, and manning the table, or getting people together to organize and march. One of the problems we ran into, I think it was 2 years ago, is that most of the members, not bad, most of the members of the NAACP are connected to other organizations. So you're going to march with your organization. I get that. But if we could have some representation for the Peekskill NAACP, that would be great. I think we should be out there. And I would be there if I could, but I can't. I wish I could. So we'll keep you informed on that. And maybe we'll have some type of sign-up sheet for people that want to march. Maybe we'll start there. Just seeing who wants to march with the NAACP. We'll worry about the table space at the riverfront later. Any questions on that? I really want to move through this if we can. Any questions on the Juneteenth? Seeing none, I'm going to move forward to a film night. We just recently had a conversation with the library director, Jennifer Brown, has agreed to let the NAACP have a movie night once a month for the next 6 months. We're going to have, I think it's I'm not sure if we agreed on a Tuesday or a Thursday, but it's the 4th Tuesday of the month. And I said we should start in June, because we could do 6 months from June to November and take December off. Nobody wants to, there's a lot going on in December. But all the dates were open, and now we just have to come up with a schedule of the films that we would like to show. And I don't want to just show the film, at least this is my thinking, and this will be open for discussion. If anyone should want to take this on as an activity and run with it, be my guest. But the thought is to show a thought-provoking or provocative film. About 30 minutes, 40 minutes tops. Shut it down, have a conversation about it. See where it leads. See if something comes out of it. Or if you want to show the whole film and get up and leave, you can do that too. But my thinking is, it's good to have a conversation. Conversation deepens the understanding, gets more people involved, and it could be something different, something we should consider doing. So anybody wants to suggest a film or wants to run with the film series and be the person that is the director, so to speak, of the film series, please send me an email or talk to me now, and we can set that up. Next, we have a bowling fundraiser where we have a date, but I can't remember. Simone, do you know the date for the bowling fundraiser that you're on?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
My brother's over there.
Yes, he has got a date.
No,
for
I'm
it.
not sure about that.
Okay. I'll get that to you. We'll send that out in the email. But that is a great cause. Last year we had a bowling fundraiser, and we invited the police department. That was our first event partnering with the police department, because it was right after all those police shootings in the country. And not only were the police shooting people were shooting the police down in Dallas and stuff. And we said, no, we got to be proactive. We invited the police department in. They came up. It was a blast. We had a great time because we got to know them. They got to know us, more important. If you get to know me, I don't think you're going to pull a gun on me. If you don't know me, I'm 6'5", black guy, you might. But if you know me, you're going to say, no, that's Matt. Let's talk. I might be having a bad day. If you know me, if we get to know them and they get to know us, it helps our community. And while that was a good start, and this time around, we need to get more of our youth involved. That's who the police need to get to know. The youth in the community. We need to support that. Yes?
The date is June 2nd, the first
June
Friday. June 2nd.
First Friday, June 2nd is going to be our bowling night. We're going to put that out there.
Oh, wait. Yes.
Friday.
All right.
That's at the Cortland Lanes, yes?
Portland Lanes, yes. Yep. Our membership challenge, I spoke briefly about that earlier. I'm asking each person, especially if you're an executive board member, bring one person into the organization a month, at least one. We got about 15 people on our executive board. If each executive board member was able to bring in one person, we'd be that much stronger.
Here's two.
Do you have an extra application?
We really would like to get to,
I need another one.
with a little over 300 now, we want to get to 500 members. Really want to get to 1,000 members. That's what this is, 1,000 members. If we ever got to 1,000 members, oh man, that's a powerful number. This 1,000 is a very powerful number.
I need one more.
1,000 people voting and a member of the NAACP. I'm not telling you how to vote, but if we got 1,000 votes, that's something. If we get 1,000 people, and I ask 1,000 people once a month to give up $1, that's rent. We don't have to meet it. 1,000 is a powerful number.
Yeah.
So we're trying to get there, and hopefully we will get there. We're just gonna keep pushing and see what happens, but it starts with us bringing people into the organization, and not just bringing them, but engaging them, getting them involved in the greatest committee ever. Your committee is the greatest committee ever, for real, all right?
Martin, why wait for 1,000? Why not start right now?
$1. $1 a month, yeah. Is our treasurer here? Do we have a treasurer? Treasurer's not here. Okay, Leo. All right, Leo. All right. Leo started something. Oh my goodness. I like to see that.
I raised it too.
No, stop. NAACP booth at the farmer's market. We need to start thinking about manning that. Does anybody know when the farmer's market starts?
June 3rd.
June 3rd. We need to get a schedule together of people that are going to be able to do that. And in doing that, I think we also need to coordinate that with the membership committee. We need the membership committee to give us a list of items that need to be purchased, whether they're the rubber wristbands or whether they're buttons that say Peekskill NAACP. We need to have something on our table that we can give out to people they can walk away with. We need those brochures. Anybody that's familiar with designing brochures, please help us out so we can get some brochures and some things that we can.
These, are we gonna update these?
Those, but we got, you know what, each committee probably should have their own brochure.
Sure. Okay.
Each committee's we're doing that much in the city of Peekskill. We can't put all of our committees in one. We're doing some things. And anybody that come there and is interested in the different committees, they should be able to walk away with something for the education committee, for the criminal justice, for the environmental, and the greatest committee of all, the economic empowerment.
So do we have a deadline for when we need to have these brochure drafts in?
They
I
should
would
be.
say the end of May, so you be prepared for June 3rd for the first,
Are they gonna be do we print them ourselves or do?
I think right now we're probably gonna have to print them ourselves until we check with our treasurer and we've talked to the executive board to see how much money we're willing to spend on printing.
Like, I mean, I can put them on regular paper, but I know you guys have them on this really nice glossy.
No, that glossy paper came from somewhere, that's not
yeah,
a,
that's not a.
that was John, yeah.
No.
Are we doing the whole thing, or is it just gonna be the first Saturday as we've been doing for the farmer's market?
Good question. We were only doing the first Saturday of the month? Really? I thought we were doing every Saturday.
No,
Now that's what we're gonna do.
Now we're gonna do every Saturday. Okay. If we get enough people, volunteers, yeah, we can do
Every, what Saturday?
every Saturday. That's farmer's market.
Oh, sorry. They meant 2 days ago, like. Once a month. So one time.
and we always ask, just so people are aware when you're volunteering, I'm sorry for interjecting. We always ask for the farmer's market that there's 2 people. It works out best, especially when you're giving out information to people and you're engaging with those that are coming into the farmer's market to staff it with 2 people,
At least that, yeah.
minimally.
Floor is open for any comments, suggestions, questions.
Just a couple of, and I should have interrupted you during civic engagement, but just to, back in March, I think it was the 22nd, the civic engagement committee went into Peekskill High School and did a voter registration drive, and thanks to Mr. Arthur and Ms. Sharon Courtney for allowing it, and the teachers, Mr. Latore, Mr. Andahar, Mrs. Rodriguez Alcazar, Dr. Daniels, and Mrs. Prentice, and Mr. Rodriguez. We registered 42 youth.
Registered 42 youth in one day. That's awesome. Very effective.
And on May 2nd, the Civic Engagement Committee is meeting with Mr. Arthur, the acting superintendent, Mr. Lupoli, I think is his name, and Columbia University to do a senior assembly. There was a proposal, actually, it was my son who turned 18 yesterday, thank you, actually proposed this to me in a conversation that I was having with him with regard to the community. And I'm just trying to pull up the proposal. I'm sorry. Sorry, I had it, but I had to read the other one first. Let's see, here we go, in my calendar. Here it is, I got it, here we go, okay. Yeah, it's, the purpose is to engage the students in discussion of the importance of exercising the right to vote, to provide connection to the import and impact of voting through conversation of contemporary issues, making connections to personal circumstance and providing information. The focus is the senior class. The idea is it's assembly, and there will be two students who graduated Peekskill and one current senior to actually guide the assembly. The focus is the students, with the students having the conversation. The idea is to have it either in the assembly or quite possibly, depending on how the principal and the other people want to work, do the conversations in the classrooms. But that's the proposal, and that's what we're presenting on the 2nd at high school.
Great. Awesome. Good stuff.
Very good, very good.
Another thing, I'm a member of the arts community here at Peekskill, and just a lot of things that are going on within the arts community. Wilfredo is actually putting together a social, an arts program with gallery, performing arts, music, with the youth in regard to social issues here in Peekskill. And Bark is doing with reference to Place Matters, they're actually doing an initiative with the Hispanic community regarding the fact that they live here in Peekskill and what they think about it, and they're going to be doing a presentation. So I don't have all of the information, but if you like, I can gather what's going on with regard to any civic and social issues with the arts, and I can send you information that you can email blast.
No, that works good.
We gotta be careful with that. We can't email blast. We can't be a commercial for every organization.
No, I know.
We can't email blast just any event unless we are connected to that event somehow. Then we can send an email.
Right, I can send you an email that you can decide what's.
No, if we're not co-sponsored, it's not going.
No, I don't,
Okay.
that's not what I mean.
Okay, all right.
Just to give you the information, so that.
Oh, I can have it. Oh, okay, got you.
Just you.
Oh, okay, got you.
You're the executive board.
Thank you.
Okay.
Appreciate that. Okay. Yeah, we can do that. All right. Anything else? Open comments, anything?
Well, I think this was a very productive meeting, and I'm very impressed.
Thank you. I'm impressed. We're an amazing group. We are an amazing
We
group.
really need to give ourselves
Anyone not connected to a committee, because you should join a committee. And I got a suggestion for you, but we got 6. Anybody, please get involved, that is the key, that is the key. You wanna go quickly, you go alone. You wanna go far, go together, all right? Thank you, we're gonna ask,
And if I'm going to ask our pastor here to give us, Stephanie Graham, give us a closing prayer.
please, close the prayer, please.
Standing? Eternal God, we give you thanks for the vision that brings us here today. We thank you for our leadership. We pray a hedge of protection around our president, around all of our leaders. We ask God that you would continue to give us the courage and the wisdom and the guidance to move forward and accomplish the goals of this organization. God, we thank you for all of those who will be joining us. We thank you for the vision that is before us, and we give you all the honor, praise, and the glory through our Lord and Savior. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Miss Simone, we got